You see that visual of Dr. Balaji, and you see him taking off his mask in the ICU and talking to some politicians. What is this, doctor? I have seen, a lot of patients. Look at that. Look, it will happen now. See, what is this, doctor?
Yes, as you said, this is very bad. Just for their political ambition and stunts, the politicians walk in and they have no business there in an ICU, especially when the patient is sick. And unfortunately, this has been happening. Earlier, the ministers and others they walked in, and now the opposition team has come in. And both of them should have avoided, and they should have asked the doctors to take care of him. And this is very unfortunate.
Yeah, Dr. Senthil, let me also now come to the crucial issue is about safety of doctors. You have gone on record to say that there was police outside and there are security guards inside. But when the stabbing happened, allegedly this man, Vignesh or whatever his name is, 25 years old, he latched the door or shut the door and then decided to stab the doctor. What is this security?
Yeah.
Where each time I go to a big hospital, my handbag goes into the scanner and they will tell you, don't take these things inside. It could be anything. My husband is also, if there is anything which they will not allow, you have to deposit it at the door, come back and, get it. Is it because it's a government hospital, Professor?
Yes. As you say, no such system exists in government hospitals anywhere in Tamil Nadu. And there will hardly be two securities for the entire OP block. When this incident happened, as you know, most of these security people are not trained people. They're just like a worker in a security uniform. And they tend to avoid and evade things and they never come in. And that is what we have been telling the government all these years, that you have to post professional like ex-servicemen or retired police officials, something like that. But it's not happening. And even when they are present, it's of no use. Whenever they are armed and they are trying to attack vigorously, they never come in and they never try to prevent it. And this has happened here, adding fuel to fire. Today morning, one doctor was punched right in his face in Stanley Medical College, Chennai. He's a psychiatrist, and a psychiatric patient has punched the doctor in his face at around 9:30 a.m. today morning. And both of this happened today, and unfortunately, some 3 days back, one doctor was assaulted by a group of assailants in Trichy, in Tamil Nadu. In a short span of time, such incidents happen. And in spite of assurances, in spite of so many steps taken by the Honorable Supreme Court, Government of India, Government of Tamil Nadu, these kind of things happen. And most of the assurances and demands of government doctors as well as the IMA have not been fulfilled.
Absolutely.
And we are trying to think.
Yeah, we've seen the example of Kolkata, which is also RG Kar Medical College. The doctors are still out, they are protesting, they are not giving up. They are saying, we will not this time, we want overnight vigil, we want toilets for women doctors in the hospitals. What kind of a system is this, Professor Anita Ramesh? I'm sorry, but I'm going to say it because I'm a journalist and I can. MK Stalin can go on saying we will make things better, Udayanidhi can come and go, Ma Subramaniam. But I think it's a pathetic situation. Now, unlike the ADMK, which will say, oh, Armstrong was, murdered on the street, therefore law and order, I'm not getting into that. That's politics. I'm talking about pure safety for doctors. Like I said even earlier, just now Professor Senthil, he said so this morning someone has been punched at Stanley Medical College, in the face. Lord, you remember in the recent past one young doctor in Kerala, how she was stabbed. She was chased and stabbed in the hospital. What do you think is the reason? What is it that makes them do this? I have never heard of this because at one time doctors were equivalent to gods. We went to a doctor and said his life or her life is in your hands.
Yes, the things have changed over a period of time. The perception of the patient-doctor relationship, okay, and the patient's access to so many information and their demand, and so they know that if they do something, they will be able to get so many things out of it, and doctors can be made as the scapegoat. But this should not be the prevailing situation in future. I think more security things and lot of crime is coming up, and recently huge numbers, and it is really frightening for all of us to work in these unsecure environment. So yes, things have to completely reform, okay, both from the side of the patients as well as the management hospital. Everything has to gear up, and this should not be what it is.
Do you
Okay,
think the
I
private
know Dr.
doctors in
Balaji.
private hospitals will they join the strike?
Yeah, everybody should join. In fact, I just went to the Kalinga Centenary Hospital and I met Dr. Balaji outside the emergency, and I came. I'm coming from the hospital now. He's known to me. He's also my colleague. Okay, so it was very. That's why I ran to the hospital to see
How is he
how
doing?
is he.
How is he doing,
Now
doctor?
I was able to just wave to him. Okay, did not go very near to him. He's in the cardiothoracic ICU, and I spoke to the cardiothoracic consultant. He's on blood products transfusion, kept under observation, and he's conscious, he's oriented. Bleeding is just stopped.